Good morning. It is Monday. So what I have on the agenda today is I'm going to be making more flowers for this bed cover that I'm doing. So I am using not the puff stitch, I'm using the flower stitch. So I'm making this beautiful popcorn flower bed cover. Been working on this to be doing a TikTok live. I'm going to be doing a YouTube live. So I'm going to be making these flowers. Hopefully I'm going to be making some tutorials to show people how I'm doing these. And then just to give you a little update on the granny squares that I have been doing from the Claire Montgomery card deck. So this is the card deck that I've been working on. I think I'm at number 34. All right, so I made this square and I made this square and this square. I've never made a square like that before ever. So that was totally different. And I got this one on the very first try. I am so proud of myself. I did not even mess up the back. Look how clean the back is. I am so proud of myself. So I think that's number 34. Number 35 looked really complicated, so I haven't tried that one yet. Other things that I'm doing today is I am going to be hopefully helping my husband put up a shelf for behind here and doing some little redecorating of my yarn room that I'm in here. So you will see that. I'm going to try to make some tutorials, so hopefully you will see me post some tutorials today or tomorrow. I'm going to try to shoot them today. So that's on the agenda. I hope you guys enjoy. Hi guys, so I am just attaching flowers to this flower blanket that I am making. So these are popcorn flowers. So I am deciding what color of all of these that I'm going to be. All right, so I'm going to be attaching this flower. So I've got to sew in the ends. And I thought I would give a little POV on beginner people that are learning how to crochet. I have so many questions when I'm doing my lives on what is your advice for beginner crocheters? I would say if I was starting to crochet, what I would do is go onto YouTube and search beginner friendly crochet tutorials, and you can just put that right into your search. And what is going to come up is beginner projects, where people are showing you how to do a certain pattern. A lot of the tutorials will actually show you how to do step-by-step, how to do the stitches. If you want to see a tutorial of mine showing you how to do everything from a slip knot to single crochet, double crochet, half double crochet, weaving in your ends, all of that, I have some simple tutorials for you to watch. And I have very simple beginner-friendly tutorials also on my page for doing hair scrunchies, dishcloths, a hexagon cardigan, which is very simple, and a virus shawl, probably some other things that I can't remember. So anyway, I do have, a granny square. So I have tutorials on my page also, but find a project that you want to try and watch the tutorial and see what kind of yarn they're recommending, what hook size that they're recommending, and what stitches they are using, and decide if you already know how to do those stitches or if you have to learn to do those stitches. If you have to learn the stitches, then write those stitches down and do a search for those stitches to learn how to do those. So once you know how to do the stitches, go back to that tutorial. And if you need to go buy a hook and yarn, look for the hook that they recommend and the yarn that they recommend, because all yarns are not created equal. For beginner projects, I would definitely not recommend anything with dark yarn or black. So stay away from dark colors because it's harder to see the stitches. And then I would also stay away from any yarn that is fluffy, furry, thick yarn. So you're going to want to start on something very simple like a big twist for medium weight for yarn. So stick with something very simple that is simple yarn that is easy to see, that is not black. Okay, so just regular yarn like this. And then on the back of the label, it's going to tell you what yarn, crochet hook that you should be using. So this right here is recommending a 5mm. So you can always use this as a guide. You can go up or down. A hook size is fine, but that's sort of a recommendation. So this will help you to buy the right yarn for the project that you want to create, and the right hook size. So make sure you're getting the right yarn and the right hook for your project, because you don't just want to go to the store and buy random yarn and random size hooks, because that's not going to work. So then once you have your tutorial that you're going to watch, and you have your correct yarn for the project and you have your correct hook size that you're working with, then you can watch the tutorial and you can attempt to do that project. Now, don't be upset if your first project comes out wonky, or if you have to start and restart your project several times, because even the best crocheters, and I am not an expert by any means, but even the most experienced crocheters, we mess up. We mess up several times over and over and over again on the same project. So don't be discouraged if you mess up. Don't be discouraged if you have to rip your work out and start again. And if you take your yarn apart and start it again, that's called frogging. So you will hear the term frogging, as in ribbit frogging, because you're ripping out your work and restarting again. So don't be afraid to start your project over again. If it's not coming out well, you don't want to spend hours and hours and sometimes days and weeks on making a project that is not going to fit, is not going to be wearable, is going to come out really wrong. Now, if it's for yourself and it's a small mistake, then you can just finish it and live with it. But if it's going to be not wearable or just so wrong that you're not going to be enjoying it, then just start again. So take out your stitches and start again, and just replay that tutorial over and over again until you get it right. And don't be discouraged about doing that, because we all did that. Today, when I was making a tutorial, for my TikTok account, I messed up on it so long that I've been doing that same tutorial for hours. And I kept on messing up, or my video would mess up, or I was going to be in the wrong. I was going out of view when I was doing the tutorial. So I literally have been working on the same tutorial for hours until I finally got it right. And then I'm like, okay, I'm just posting this thing and I hope it's right, because I spent way too long on it. So don't be discouraged, because we all mess up. We all have to try things over and over again. If something doesn't work out, then you can just try it again. Okay, and as I am doing this, I'm noticing that I have been sewing on this flower in the totally wrong place. So I'm just going to have to take it apart. I have not had a good day today. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. So don't be discouraged. I'm just undoing all of these stitches that I just did because I was attaching this flower in the totally wrong spot. So see, I am giving a total example of it's okay to just start again. So just try to take your stitches out as easy as you can and just redo it. It's not always easy to take your stitches apart, but just try. If at first you don't succeed, try again. So you definitely want to get a plan when you buy your yarn. So if you are a brand new crocheter, have a plan when you go to the yarn stores. So don't just buy random yarn colors, because you might see other creators having a wall of yarn behind them. And that's fun and it's beautiful. And there's nothing wrong with it at all. But especially when you're first starting out, if you go to the crochet store, to the yarn store, and you buy a ton of yarn without a plan, you might get overwhelmed. And especially if your finances are in a way that you can't waste a lot of money. A lot of money is going to be wasted buying yarn that you are not going to be using. So make sure you have a plan when you buy yarn so that you are buying the right yarn for the right project, because if you buy the wrong yarn, it might not come out right. If you buy the wrong hook size, it might not come out right. So hook size and yarn are very important. So make sure you have the right hook size and the right yarn for your project. Okay. So this is day one of my vlog. So I've been trying to do weekly vlogs now for a couple weeks. So this is my first day of my new vlog, which is going to be vlog number 4. I hope you have been enjoying the vlogs. It's all new to me. Where are you coming out? Right here. And this yarn that I'm using on this color flower is very kind of fluffy and light, and it gets tangled quite easily. So this was not a great flower to put in the wrong spot. Okay, finally the flower is free. All right, so I have to really pay attention to what I'm doing this time. Okay, it's going in the next spot here. All right, so make sure that you have a plan when you go to the yarn store to buy the hook and the yarn that you need for your yarn project. All right, it is going here. Another thing is whips. So you will hear some crocheters talk about whips, and whips are work in progress. So you might hear other crocheters talking about whips, and it is just current projects that you are working on. So if you hear someone talking about a whip, it's a work in progress, and it's okay to have multiple works in progress. It really is. So I usually don't have a lot of whips, but right now I do, because I'm working on several stash busters at the same time. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions on being a beginner crocheter, because I want to help you to learn how to crochet. So let me think about other things. And I did not write notes or bullet points or anything. I'm sort of just trying to talk to the camera and get some crocheting in, because I totally was working on tutorials all afternoon and I didn't get any videos. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just talk to the camera. Okay, so another thing is that when you are crocheting, it's a good idea to use stitch markers. And stitch markers, I have this whole container of stitch markers here. Stitch markers look like this, like a little, almost like a little safety pin, but they're usually plastic, or they can come in metal. And these are for you to mark your stitches. Now, I will tell you that for the first several years that I was crocheting or knitting, I did not use stitch markers. And it's only recently that I've begun to really use my stitch markers a lot. Now, stitch markers can mark places in your work, especially for the first stitch. And if you're doing something that goes in a stripe or a circle. So your very first stitch you can mark with a stitch marker, and you can mark your very last stitch. And if you're doing a project that goes straight up and down, like a blanket, a dishcloth, something like that, you're going to want straight edges. So a stitch marker is going to help you to get really nice straight edges. So mark your first stitch and mark your last stitch. And then also counting stitches. If your project is small enough to count your stitches, if you're doing like a dishcloth and you know that you need to have 30 stitches going across, then make sure you have 30 stitches. If you are gaining stitches or losing stitches, your dishcloth is going to look very wonky. So make sure you're either counting stitches or you're marking your very first stitch or your very last stitch small enough. Now, if you're working on a very large project and you still want to count your stitches, you can count to 50 or 100 and put a stitch marker at 50 or 25 or 100 or wherever, so you don't have to go back and count the whole thing. That is a tip. All right, so I added this flower, so I'm going to be adding another flower. And when I finish this, I was supposed to do another tutorial on doing a solid granny square, but I don't think I'm going to fit that in today because I had to do my tutorial that I did for TikTok over and over and over again. I just kept, something kept messing up in the video, or I was out of the shot or whatever. And I just kept doing it over and over and over again. So I'm like really tired tonight, but I wanted to get on here and just touch base with you guys because I wanted to let you know how grateful I am that people are watching my vlogs. Look at all the flowers I got. I have a ton of flowers here to connect to my blanket. I want to thank you guys for watching my vlogs, for commenting, for making me feel welcome on TikTok. I mean on YouTube. I'm sorry, on YouTube. So on TikTok, I have over 62K followers there, and we have such a great group on TikTok. And I wanted to bring some of my TikTok friends to YouTube because I know how much I have loved watching YouTube and how much I've loved watching other creators on YouTube. So I want to make sure that I bring some of my TikTok friends over here and we can all learn together and have fun because we don't really know how long TikTok is going to be around. And the more that I'm getting to know YouTube, the more I am absolutely loving YouTube. I don't even watch like my other channels. I really don't watch my Netflix or Sling TV or the other channels because I am so hooked on, why is there a knot in my yarn? I am so hooked on watching YouTube. I just love to watch anything. And sometimes I get like so off subject. Last night, I was telling people on my TikTok, I was watching people searching for apartments in New York City. I have been watching this other YouTuber that I absolutely love. She's called Uncomfy. Is it Uncomfy? I think Uncomfy. Anyway, she is so adorable. All right, there seems to be some sort of knot in my yarn that I can't get out. So I think it's a factory thing. So I'm going to try to skip over it and hope that it doesn't affect me sewing in this. But she has the sweetest little YouTube channel and I love to watch her apartment be decorated. She just moved into a new place. And it's so fun watching her decorate her place and her little workstation and everything. And then I've been watching other crocheters. And it's so fun getting to know you guys. There is Juan, the crochet addict, that I love watching. There's so many different crocheters out there. And everybody has a place. Like there's room for us all because we all have different personalities. And another tip for like beginners is do something original or do something special or do something that sets you apart from other crocheters. So if you're working on projects, just try to put like your own spin on it so that your work has some originality, especially if you're going to be opening up some sort of shop like Etsy or something like that. You're going to want to make something original so that you stand out because there's so many people creating the same exact thing over and over and over again on Etsy. So I bought an Addie knitting machine and I was making knitted hats and I was making fingerless gloves and so many of these items, so many other people are making too. And so you really want to find something that sort of sets you apart to make you stand out in the crowd. And I really love Etsy. It's a great beginner platform. It does all the work for you as far as payments and things like that. One of the things that I love most about Etsy is that it gives you lots of stats, just like here on YouTube. since I've been starting my YouTube journey, I've been going into the YouTube studio and looking at my stats and seeing how I'm doing and how I'm progressing. And Etsy lets you do that too. So Etsy will show you how many sales you've had, like today, yesterday, in the 7 days, this month, the last 30 days, the year, this year, all time. They give you a lot of stats, and that's really interesting information to look at and see how far you've come from when you start on Etsy. They do have fees, but I think the fees are okay. I'm dealing with the fees, and it's just something you have to deal with. But I really like that platform as far as like giving me stats and information on how I am progressing on Etsy. So if you are a beginner crocheter and you're deciding what to do, try to find something original or something that sets you apart. Just like everybody is different, you want your crochet to be a little different too. You want to sort of stand out in the crowd and not get lost in the hundreds and hundreds of the same items that are being sold by hundreds of people. So you want your stuff to sort of be a little unique. And speaking of unique, everybody is unique and has something to offer. And we all have different personalities. We all have different setups. We all have different workplaces. Some people are just college students that are in dorm rooms. Some people are sharing apartments with several other people. Some people are still living at home. Some people just have a little table as a workstation. You do not have to have an expensive setup, or you don't have to have a wall of yarn. You don't have to have all of that stuff to make you, to make you different. So just know that if you're a beginner, it does not take a lot of money to set yourself apart. That isn't necessary. There is only one you, and you are unique, and you are special, and that's all that matters. Another tip is when you are cutting off your scraps of yarn, make sure you save them because you can use this for fill. So I have made some pumpkins. Let me show you one of my pumpkins. Okay, so here's a pumpkin that I made last fall, and all of my pumpkins I stuffed with scrap yarn. So I did not even have to buy any yarn because I used all of my scraps. So that's another tip. If you're a beginner crocheter, save your scraps and you can use them for fill. In your plushies, in your amigurumi, in whatever you have to stuff, instead of buying the polyfill, you can just use your scrap yarn. So that is another tip. All right, so I have just added another flower. And I am going to go in and settle down, getting into my jammies and get all nice and comfy and continue this project inside. But I wanted to touch base with you and just give you a little, thumbs up. If you are struggling or if you're a new creator out there, we all go through slumps, and just have faith that what you are doing, you have a passion for it. So if you have a passion for crochet or whatever your craft may be, no matter what it is, just have faith in yourself that you can do it. We all had to start from the beginning, and every single pattern is different. Even though we're like mature crochet artists and we've been doing it for years and years, I've been crocheting for over 26 years. Whenever I get a new pattern, sometimes I struggle with that new pattern or a new project. So I just wanted to make sure that new crocheters don't get discouraged. It does take time, it takes patience, it takes a lot of energy, but just do it at your pace so that you don't get overwhelmed. So I just wanted to give you a little encouragement tonight before I signed off for today's vlog and let you know that you can do it. You can do it. So I just made a tutorial for this, and I've got to edit it before I upload the tutorial. It's uploaded on TikTok already, but I am putting together this beautiful flower blanket. This is a scrap buster. So not scrap buster, stash buster. So there's scraps and there's stash. So stash is all the yarn that you have that's extra, and scraps are the pieces that you cut off. So this can be both. So I am making this Stash Buster flower blanket. This is a flower popcorn. So I'm going to be adding the tutorial. I just have to edit the YouTube video to put it up. But slowly but surely, I am adding flowers to this, and I'm working through this whole container of scrap yarn. So I've collected all of my beautiful variegated yarns. So I have 9 different colors here. So what I'm doing is making all of these flowers in this beautiful variegated yarn. And then once I have a ton of flowers, then I add them to the blanket. So this is sort of my nighttime project that I have been working on for a little while, a few days. And so I'm going to go and get into my jammies. I might have a little hot water with some lemon and some lemon and honey, and just ease my voice a little bit and relax. I hope you enjoyed this Monday vlog, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night. Meow. Good morning. It is Tuesday, and welcome into my vlog. I hope you have enjoyed me getting ready this morning. I'm going to be going out with my daughter later today for a nice salad, and hopefully to, I think, Michael's, maybe Joanne's, but definitely Michael's, so I'll take you along with that. And I have also been working on my flower blanket. So I have made progress on this. I've made a lot of flowers and attached them, so it might look like it's going really slow because it is. It's not a quick project, but this is just a side project for me. Sometimes I like to make projects for myself. I'm so busy with orders. I think I had over 340 orders this year. So that is a lot of orders. And I just want to make something for myself once in a while and do a refresh. So this project is for me. So it's okay if it's taking a long time. I'm just plugging away at it, but it is so beautiful. And I also cleared everything out around here. On my shipping table is empty. My top of my bookshelf here is empty because I'm going to have a new shelf put up here. I'm going to buy some plants to put on top of the shelf. I'm really excited about that. And I'm going to get a new IKEA shipping station that we bought at IKEA over Christmas. So that will be fun. So I will show you my progress later today when I come home. My husband is going to be installing my shelf and my table when I am gone. And so when I come home, I will be able to decorate everything, and hopefully I will remember to make a time lapse of it so you guys can see it. I hope you're enjoying my vlog, and enjoy the rest of your day and my day. Bye. guys, I just finished redecorating my shipping station, my yarn room. So we added this shelf up here and I reorganized things. I put some plants. Let me back the camera up a little bit so you can see a little bit more. So we did add the shelf with the plants up here and moved my logo poster here. And then I have this brand new shipping station, shipping table from IKEA that my husband put together today. So it is all beautiful and ready for orders. And I think it looks beautiful. And for the rest of the night, I am going to work a little bit on either doing a tutorial for a solid granny square or work on editing some videos. Maybe I'll just pump out that tutorial so it's done on my new shipping station. So that's what I'm gonna do. Hi, good morning. It is Wednesday morning, so welcome in, and I will be giving you snips of my day today. This afternoon, I am going to dedicate it to editing some of my tutorials so I can load up some new videos for you guys. But right now, I'm going to be doing a TikTok live. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a YouTube live today because I really want to get to that editing, and I do have one order to pack for Cheryl. I think it's Cheryl. She ordered a, not a pillow, kitty pillow cover. She ordered one earlier last year in December, and she needs the insert now. So I'm going to be packing that up for her today. And that's the only order that I have today. It was actually an order from yesterday, so it was my last order for 2024. So today is going to be doing a TikTok live, wrapping Cheryl's order and editing. But I hope to bring you along in my day, so I hope you enjoy. Thursday, so I did not get any filming done yesterday afternoon. I was at the computer all day long editing 2 videos. So I edited a video for my Osmo, Pocket Osmo, and I edited a video for a tutorial doing the flower, popcorn flower blanket. So make sure you check out those tutorials. But other than that, I did not get any B-roll or other vlogging done yesterday, but I wanted to start today off by showing you how to block your granny squares. So these are some granny squares that I am working on right now, and this is how granny squares typically look when you just finish them. Okay, they do not lay flat automatically. I mean, you can sort of flatten them out, but they don't really stay flat, and they don't have pointed corners, they're not crisp, and they look like this. Okay, so I have colored ones too. These are more granny squares that I have been working on. So I am going to show you the way that I block my granny squares, because I've had so many people asking. So I'm going to show you the process. Okay, so I have my blocking board here, and I will try to remember to link this, but I buy this off of Etsy, and the company's name is King's Creations USA. So if you just go onto Etsy and search crochet blocking board, you will see these blocking boards. And this is the size large. It's about 8.5 by 8.5. So anyway, you take your blocking board, and I just happen to have it on a turntable to make it easier for me, but you don't have to have a turntable, and you don't have to have this blocking board. So I'm going to put on my colored squares. So these are squares that I just finished last night. So I'm just going to show you in real time. Usually I make a video doing this, but I'm just going to show you and record it here. So the reason why we are blocking is to soften the fibers, stretch the fibers, and shape the granny square. So they will be all the same exact size, shape. They will be flat, they will be soft, and they will be nice, crisp squares when we are done. So I am putting these on the blocking board just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to plug in my steamer. All right, so I have a Conair handheld mini steamer. You can find these all over Amazon. This happens to be a Conair. I really don't like this one, but I bought it, so I'm using it. I really like the first one that I bought, but that one was discontinued, so this works. It's just not my favorite, because this area right here is all cloudy. It could be from all the calcium that we have in our water. We have really hard water, and so I can barely see the level here with the water in it. But I'm gonna turn it on and wait for it to heat up. And I do have another blocking board here, and I have my white squares, which are the backs. And so I will do those after. All right, so this is heating up. It just takes a few seconds to heat up. So once this heats up, you will see steam coming out of the end. And you do not need a steamer. You can wet it and use a spray bottle. You can use whatever you have available to you. It doesn't have to be done this way, but people just want to see what I am doing, so I'm showing it to you. So this is almost ready. You can just barely see the steam coming out of there. All right, so you see the steam is coming out of there now. So all I do is, trying to move this so you guys can see, all I do is go around my granny squares and I just steam them. Now if you wanted to, you could steam every individual square when you put it on, but I find this works just fine. The steam is actually pushing all the way through the granny squares, because sometimes I can see it sort of push through and come out the other side. All right, you can do the top. Make sure you get the corners really well and the sides really well. because that's basically what you're stretching the most, is the sides and the corners. So I'm not speeding this up at all. Usually I do a cute TikTok video showing this process speeded up, but I'm just doing it real time. So you just go around and make sure everything is all steamed. And that's basically all you have to do. And then I will just set this over to the side and let it set for an hour or so, or overnight if I'm doing this. Usually I'm doing this late at night and I'll just let it dry overnight. I'll put that over there and I'll do my white ones. And you're not trying to stretch these granny squares very much larger than they are. You're just trying to get them all in a nice uniform size. So I'm going to turn my steamer back on. It shouldn't take long to heat up. All right, so it is pumping the steam out. So again, I just go and I just steam basically the sides and the edges. I just go through on top, and this steam is going to go through the fibers. If you want to do them individually, again, like I said before, you can do that. I don't bother, I just do this, and this seems to work fine. Again, for the most part, you're only worried about the sides and the edges stretching, because the center is not gonna really stretch, has nowhere to stretch to. So you're just making sure that everything is nice and steamed. It doesn't take long to do this. Again, usually I'm doing this late at night and I just steam everything and then go to bed, and then in the morning I take them off. But I will leave these to dry, and then I will show you what they look like when these are dry. So that is the process. So I thought I would check in with you on my progress on the popcorn flower blanket. I'll show you what I have gotten to. I don't think I worked on this at all yesterday. I only work on this occasionally, so it is coming along slowly. So I have to meet my daughter for lunch at noon today. Right now I'm going to do a TikTok live, so I think I will try to see how many of these I can make during my live. Usually I don't get a lot done during my live because it's like show and tell. People are asking me questions, I'm explaining to them and showing them how to do things or what I have or something like that, and I don't get a lot done during my live. But I will be on my TikTok live. If you haven't caught me on my TikTok live, and we still have TikTok, please come and join me. I'd love to have you stop into my live and introduce yourself, and we can just share ideas and inspire each other. So here's the yarn that I have been using for this gorgeous flower blanket. So I am going to the casita and I'm going to do my TikTok live. Okay, so it is Friday afternoon around 6 o'clock. Me and my daughter and my husband went shopping for couches, and that was really tiring, and I got a huge headache. We had a salad before, so that was great. And then I ended up getting this huge headache when I came home, and I took a 2-hour nap. So if it looks like I have been sleeping, I have. But I wanted to give you an update on where I am. I've done nothing since I left you last time as far as crochet, but I wanted to show you my squares. Of course, they are dry. They've been just sitting here stretching all day long. And so I just wanted to show you what it looks like just to pull them off. So here's the colored ones. They just pull off so nicely. And there's some sticks too. So here are the squares, and see what a difference it makes to block your squares. They're perfectly square, nice crisp edges. There's just like a deck of cards here. So this is the colored ones. And then here are the white colored squares. So same thing, you just pull them right off here. So here are the white ones. Again, they're just like a deck of cards. So nice and square and perfect. They're all the same shape now, and nice corners, just like a deck of cards. So this is why I block. Here's the colored ones, the white ones, and these are all ready to start going ahead on this project for a cat pillow cover. So now for the rest of the night, I think I'm going to just work on my flower blanket. That is right here. So today on my live, I was making the some more flowers. So I will just try to attach those flowers and maybe make some more flowers tonight while I'm watching TV. But I will probably not see you again. So good night for tonight. Hi guys, good morning. It is Friday. Welcome in, and I'm glad you're watching this far. So today I have to wrap an order for Hannah in Virginia. So I need to do that. Then I need to go to a dentist appointment. Then I need to come back here and work on something. I think I'm going to do a YouTube live and a TikTok live and get those hours in. And then I wanted to show you that I have been adding on more flowers. So yesterday during my TikTok live, I made some flowers and I sewed these all on. And then I added some more flowers. I made some more flowers last night and added them on. So it is growing slowly, I should say. It is growing slowly. So I am plugging away on this project. And then for Hannah's order, Hannah ordered some stitch markers. So these are her stitch markers. Okay, so Hannah ordered a mystery scoop of stitch markers. So I have to get this order ready. And I have to do it before my dentist appointment. So I'm going to be doing that right now. So hopefully you will be watching this somewhere later on the screen for her order. And Hannah from Virginia, thank you so much for your order. Hello, welcome in. It is Friday afternoon. I just got done my TikTok live. So I am working on making some cats. All right, I was able to get this much done on my live, which is not much, but on a live, it's hard to get stuff done because you're answering questions and talking to people and show and tell and all of that. And so I usually don't get much done on my lives because you have to like stop talking and try to count and stuff like that. But I thought I would check in with you. And just thank you guys for anybody that has been watching my vlogs, watching my channel. I really appreciate it. 2, 3, 4. I am looking for more crocheters. So if you are a crocheter, put a message in the comment and let me know what you work on, where you're from, what you like to do, what you like to crochet. And I want to try to get more crochet friends on here, especially when I go live. Looking for some more crochet friends. So, okay, let me see. I'm making cats here and I'm looking through my yarn. So what are the plans? So I had to go to the dentist. I came back from the dentist. I wrapped the order for Hannah. So thank you, Hannah, in Virginia. So Hannah ordered some stitch markers from me. So thank you for that order. All right, I should be counting right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 24. So I have my front squares done for a cat pillow cover and have my back squares done. So I have to have the cats. So my goal for today is to make these cats, to put faces on the cats and hopefully start sewing them together today. I do want to make some more flowers to go onto my flower blanket that I'm working on right here. I need to edit a video. I did a tutorial a couple days ago on how to make the solid granny squares. So I've just got to edit that and load that and wrap up any new orders that I might get today. And then tomorrow, when I wake up tomorrow morning, I really look forward to this. I'm going to be editing my vlog, which is this vlog. So if you are watching this, Saturday has already gone by and I have been editing it all day long. So last Saturday, I woke up and I started editing at 8:30 in the morning. And I think I loaded it at 6:30 at night. So it takes all day long. So 8:30 in the morning to 6:30 at night, I was editing the video. It takes so long. And then it takes a couple hours to load it. And it's an all-day process. It really is. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the vlog. So let me know in the comments what you guys like to see in my vlogs. Is there anything that you want to see that you have not been seeing? I told my husband that somebody said that they wanted to see more of like the scenery of Utah here. So my husband is the one that goes for hikes in the morning. So I told him to start filming just little snippets of maybe his hike to give us some scenery shots. So I am going to try to, he had 3 in his camera that he already had. So I'm going to try to use those. So if you see any scenery shots, that is not my backyard, that is him. Because I do not go past my backyard. That's it. We have a tiny little backyard. We wanted no yard to take care of. We didn't want any maintenance, any yard or anything to take care of when we downsized. So we wanted as small as backyard as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I did ask him to take some scenery shots. So hopefully he will remember and get some good ones. It has been so cold today. It is in the 40s and it is freezing. It is so cold. I don't know how he gets up in the morning and heads out on a hike where it is so cold in the morning, but he does. He enjoys it. And let's see, what else? So my goal, if at the end of the day, maybe I'll remember to check in. Hopefully I'll remember to check in with you guys. So my goal is to have edited and uploaded the YouTube video of doing a tutorial for a solid granny square. That's what I'm going to do first because that's the first thing on my list. So I'm going to do that. And then my second goal of getting done today, that we'll see if I get done, is make nine cats. I'm already on number 4, so I think it's doable. And do the faces. Out of this whole process of doing these cat pillow covers, the part that I dread the most is adding the faces. Do you guys have a certain part of any project that you absolutely dread? If you do, let me know in the comments what that part is. I make a virus shawl and I love making the virus shawl, but I absolutely dread sewing on the pockets. I don't mind making the pockets, it's just sewing the pockets on. I really, really dread that. So if I can get the video done if I can get these 9 cats done with faces, I will feel like a win, like win-win today. That will be a productive day. And then a bonus would be sewing the cats to the squares or sewing the back to my cat pillow covers. That would be a bonus. And then some people gave me some suggestions for things to look up. So some of the suggestions on my live today, because we're always talking about fun things. So if you have not joined my TikTok live, please do. Or if you're on here on YT only, you never go to TikTok, try to join my lives here because I'm looking for more crocheters to join us here. Okay, so I was told to go look up Pamela Adorning Crochet. So I've got to go search up her, Pamela Adorning Crochet, and look up her ugly blanket. And then I'm also supposed to look up Wheel 8 Acres and look up her heart square. So those are 2 things that I have got to go searching for. And then I saw on IG this beautiful Valentine's scarf that was so cute. That might be a project that I make for Valentine's Day because that looks so beautiful. I will have to see if I can find that post and find the pattern, but I believe it was just simple granny square hearts, and she did double. So you would think if you were going to make a scarf, you'd have like 1 granny square, 1 granny square. She did 2. It was like double granny square. Like the width was double granny square, and it was quite big. It wasn't tiny. So I don't know if I want to make a double or if I wanted to make just single a heart square, but I might try that. That might be a project that I really want to try. Do you guys ever like see a project and you think it's gorgeous and it's beautiful, but you're never going to try it? This one, I think I would like to think I want to try it. If I ever do try it, I'm not sure. But in my mind, I want to try it. I have eaten and I have finished editing the tutorial for the solid granny square. So if anybody has been waiting for that tutorial, it is published up on my YouTube channel. So go and watch that tutorial and leave me a comment to let me know if you have tried it and how you like the tutorial. And I did eat. I had some chicken and rice and it was so good. It was leftovers from earlier, but it was really, really good. And now I am going to focus on finishing up my kitties for the day and hopefully putting the faces on the kitties. That is my goal, to have 9 cats with faces on the 9 cats. And then if I have any extra time, I'm going to work on my flower blanket. So I will maybe check in with you later tonight if I remember. And if not, I will start editing this vlog tomorrow morning, but I am going to try to check in with you at least a couple more times tonight. Okay, it is 9 p.m. on Friday night. I have made 9 flowers. So I've got this flower and this flower and this flower, this flower and 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 this flower. So that is 9 flowers here. one in every color that I am working on for my yarn. I'm using up my stash yarn that I picked for these flowers. So 9 flowers. So now I am going to attach them all to my next row here where I stopped right here. So I'm going to be adding them here. So let me see how many I can add. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I'll turn the corner and start 2 more because I have 9 flowers to add on here. And by then maybe it will be bedtime, but that is where I am for tonight. Okay guys, it is 9:35 p.m. Friday night, and I have sewed on all of the 9 flowers that I made. So I sewed on 9 flowers, so I finished the end of that row, and then I started a new row. So I have, is that the ones that I'm working on? No, over here. Okay, so I sewed the end of this row. Okay, so I sewed 7 flowers onto this row. I think I started with this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I added those 7 flowers to end that row. And then I have 2 new flowers on a new row. So that's 9 flowers. I started at 9. I ended at 9:35. So it took me 35 minutes to sew on 9 flowers. Okay, I'm officially going to get ready for bed. I'm going to wash my face, brush my teeth, do a little exercise, and then go to bed because I am tired. I had to get up early for a dentist appointment today. So this is officially the end of my vlog. You made it through. Let me know if you're still watching. Put a heart or some sort of message in the comments. Write heart, type out heart to let me know that you made it all the way through this vlog. And thank you so much for your support, and thank you for watching another vlog, and I will see you on the next vlog. Thank you for watching so much. I appreciate it. Bye.